Hi friends, continuing to the chapter The Artist of Falka. What a fabulous body she has. She seems like a masterpiece that the nature has crafted with its own hand. So curvaceous, glossy and glowing. I was stunned when I saw her breast with a dark brown dress, full, soft, prim and fabulous, and then her long wet black hair. You can't get a view more spectacular than that. I watched her while she bathed, applied soaps, scrubbed, rinsed, and wiped herself. That was indeed a delectable delight. I believe that a woman's body is the finest creation on the earth. It has been the power to entice you endlessly. It is the ultimate in the beauty for both those who appreciate the arts and aesthetic and also for those who don't. It is a kind of a masterpiece everyone can understand. It is not abstract, it is not modernist. It has no age, class, and era. It is eternal. It can be understood as well by the masses as it understood by the upper classes. You can stare at it forever. If something that will never bore you, sometimes that had never been out of fashion. But just because it is beautiful, don't go and touch it. Don't go and paw it. Just stand at the distance and watch. It will give you immense joy. Just keep watching it. If you want to feel more pleasure, keep watching it. You will go into a meditative trance and you will lose yourself in her. That is a kind of a surrender a woman body demands. Don't corrupt. It is with your hands. Look at it like you admire a piece of art in the museum and feel the joy overtaking you. That is what I said that day. I watched her while she was having a bath. She has no idea that I was watching her. So she had was her at her natural best, bathing as she would have bathed any other day. She poured water over her body, and the water slid over her so sensually. It seems as if it wanted to stay on her skin. And because I was watching her so intensely, it all seems to be happening in a slow motion. For the first time, I was looking at a nude woman, and that too while she was bathing. I simply couldn't get off my eyes off her. I was captivated. I don't want to let go of the sight. I wanted to savor every single moment. After a while, she came out of her house. I was in the garden, enjoying the sunshine. She came and sat close to me. By now, she has completely captured my mind, body, and soul. She was in a very fiber of my being. She was in my blood. My hormones have overtaken my logical thinking, and my blood was boiling red hot. What happened, Rana? She asked me, obviously to the strange thing that we are going on inside me. Nothing. I was just thinking about this beautiful garden. It is so green and tranquil. But why do you look so troubled? She asked, surprised. Yeah, I'm not hot. Oh, sorry, I'm not. I looked at her face. It was an epitome of a beauty, purity, and elegance. I looked at her eyes, so full of innocence and so genuine, just like a person who would never play games with you. Simple and straight, these words are written all over her face. I am trying to figure her out, but her intense and spiritually beauty, and not the wordy one, has begun made me lose my ability to think rationally. I look at her lips, but I don't want to kiss those lips. I just want to look at them closely. They are so beautiful. My eyes are fixed on them. I marvel at how nature has sculptured a woman. On the other hand, you see the body and their lust. On the other hand, you see the face and their joy. And when you see a woman's heart, they are love. It is a well thought out plan by the nature to make a man feel it all love, lust, and joy. It is so ironical. Just a few minutes ago, I was overwhelmed by the lust, and now I am feeling joy. Absolutely joy. But I want to reach her heart. I asked her out for a walk in the garden. She agreed. As we walked, I started feeling a kind of an emotion that I have never felt before. I didn't know what it was. It was just that I wanted to walk with her forever. We walked about many things, mostly things that made no sense. The conversation continued in the poetic manner. It had rhythm, rhymes, stanzas, and the flow. It is because I was in love with her, or was it just a passing phase? I have no answer. All I wanted to do was I want to talk to her, walk with her and be with her forever. It was so simple. I wanted her to be by my side always. Was this love? I thought so. But I was feeling so guilty that I have kept her in the dark. She listened to me all the time. She smiled at my most foolish jokes. She was with me whenever I wanted her to be with me. She tolerated my rubbish chatter, my anger, my impulses. She did everything with a winning smile on her face. And what had I done? I had spied on her while she was bathing. Such an innocent girl who trusted me blindly, who shared all her secrets, who was with me whenever I wanted her, who believed that I was a wonderful human being, who believed that I had the ability to make it big in the literature. Such a pure heart, and what was I doing behind her back? I was lusting after her body. I was having thought of sex with her. My heart was guilt ridden. I decided to reveal it all to her. One fine morning, I got up and called her. She had gone elsewhere to live. I want to meet you. Why? Because I want to tell you something. I said, my voice shaking. Tell me on the phone. No, we need to communicate face to face. I will be a long discussion. Okay, you can come today around 11. Okay, I will be there. I went to her place. So what do you want me to tell? She asked, expecting something routine. I have seen you nudie many times, I said, looking in her eyes. What? There was a long silence. I stared at her while she went and sat in a veranda. For around 2 hours it went on like this. We both sat quietly. I was looking at her, though she was looking out. I have been waiting for her to come and say something. I kept on waiting. Then she came inside the room where she was earlier sitting and looking at me. When that did that happen? She asked, with almost no expression on her face. When you were bathing, I said matter of factly. And why did you do it? Because I wanted to see your body. And there was again a disturbing silence for a long time. This time it was profoundly intense. We were both silent, but something was breathing out. Something has been going on that silence. It was not comfortable silence. There was a whole lot of a choice. It was not the kind of silence those sages and the saints experienced in their solitude. I was forced silent, that wanted to shout out loud. I'm really sorry. I apologize from the core of my heart. Please forgive me, I said. I'm really feeling very guilty. Why guilty? She asked, rather amazed. You have been so nice to me. You have listened to every stupid things I have said. And I know you trust me blindly. You believe that I would never do something that would break your trust, that I won't do anything behind your back. I know you believe this, but that is not the case. I have broken your trust. I have done all that behind your back. While you were thinking that I was such a wonderful person, I was lusting after you, realizing in the delights of your body. I will not explain, just forgive me. She didn't say a word. I had no idea what she was thinking, what was going through her mind. Maybe she was in a deep shock and she was unable to say a word. Maybe she was imagining the situation in her mind. I didn't know the real answer. But yes, she looked disturbed. So I decided to leave her alone. I went back to my home, straight to my room. I looked at my book from back rack and started reading it. Whenever I feel restless, I would pick up a book and start reading it. It calmed me down. It gave me a sense of an direction, and I found all the answers to my problems in the book. This had been the case since I had the first started reading. Whenever I looked for an answer to one of my questions, it is so happened that I stumbled upon a book, not deliberately minded you, and I started reading it. Again, not deliberately. I just took it in my hands and started reading it without any conscious thought, and behold, there was the answer. It had happened to me many times, over and over again. That's the book had answered every single questions that I had. That is the kind of an relationship I shared with the books. It's superior to the another relationship I have had so far. It have been 1 week since I met her. I called her, saying that I wish to meet her again. Again, she asked me to come around at 11 o'clock. It was there sharp at 11. I want to kiss you. No, I know that not what you have come here for. I have here for this only. I want to kiss you, I said, looking at her full red lips, lust overtaking me. No, yes, I want to kiss your damn heart. Whenever I was with her, I lost all the control, loved myself. I tried to reason with myself, to think rationally, but couldn't. I just felt like completely surrendering myself to her. I became a beast and a wild beast. This was what happened to me when I was with her. I wanted to gulp her down. I could really be dark at the time. Was my dark side, ready to grab all the goods that I had with both the hands. I tried to kiss her by force, but she kept on saying, no, no, no. I didn't kiss her. She seemed scared of me. I came back home. I didn't want to kiss a girl who was scared of me. I wanted her to love me. I started making plans to make her do that. I didn't know what was going on in my life. All the time, I would just think about her. She was fixed in my mind. She had reached the marrow of my body, in every cell, in every drop of blood. She was everywhere. I simply couldn't get off of her my mind. Is this what happens when we are in love? Does it happen when we long for somebody from the core of our heart? Or this is just a passing phases like other phases? I think it is not love. it is obsession. I have gone mad now. We kept on meeting on a regular basis. I would meet because I loved her. She would meet me without any reasons. Or she said, but yeah, it seems that she was eager to meet, sometimes more eager than me. And I told her it was because she loved me and I could see love in her eyes. But she said she didn't understand love. And you know what? It hits me very hard. It was because I was dying for her love and attention. Just like an obsessed person. I was thirsty. I wanted her love. I wanted to possess her, own her. But the truth was, it was one sided. And this was what was making me suffer. And this was what was making me a first hand experiences of the hell. This fucking pain didn't let me sleep, eat, or even drink water. It was the worst kind of suffering one could go through. It was like being thrown in a dungeon. Worse, there was no pills for it. You could sit down and cry. You suffered physically, mentally, emotionally, but the fucking pain didn't go away. Rather, it got worse. The more you tell in the love, the greater the pain you got. The more cafeous the tears got, the heart got heavier, and your soul just like flying away. But you have to hold on to it because you want to love a girl, and for that, you need a soul. In love, you make a choices to suffer terribly, and then you start to enjoy this suffering. You get neck deep into it, and then there's come a time when you can't live without it. You became suffering, you are suffering. You indulge in it, soak in it, and release every moment of your suffering. I think in love, suffering moves you, inspires you, and titillates you more than the joy you get out of love. Suffering rocks. When? When you think that pieces you have put together are falling apart. When you think that after a dreadful past, you need a fresh start. When you think that things you have dreamt of once have gone away. When you think that life for you have completely lost its glory. Then it is simple. Then it is time to act. We kept on meeting in the gardens, on the streets, in cafes, and in someone's in our hearts. When we are not together, we were together, and when we are together, sometimes we were not together. The question of a physical presence didn't matter in the matter of love. We are present in the cosmos, and that was enough. But the more I would meet her, the most my desire grew. Love was like a pot which could never be filled. I wanted her more. I wanted to go deeper and deeper into her. But was there an end? No, love is an insatiable greed approved by the whole world. There is no end. But what is in trying harm? Now that I was in love, it was quite normal that I would write poems, love letters, and stories and live in my own world. That's what pretty dreamy. But I was having a good time here, thinking about her all the time, and every day I had something interestingly to do. I suffered and I found joy in it. I felt the emotion of love and closed my eyes. I own the world. Is the guy mad, crazy, and stupid? He is pursuing me like someone crazy out there. He wants to kiss me, own me, and possess me. Who is the hell this guy? He is after me as if he wants to hunt me down. I hate him. He suffocates me. Go to hell. But today is another day. I'm sitting here waiting for him. Why doesn't he come? I have been waiting for him since the morning, but he doesn't come. What? Why doesn't he come? Why doesn't he come to possess my body, mind, and soul? I want to surrender. Come, dominate me completely. Come, you stupid boy. Why don't you come? I hate you. So that the way the girls are. You come and they hate you. You don't come and they hate you. One moment they love you, the very next moment they don't know what is love. But the fucking love goes on. In the morning, in the coming years, we continued with our meetings. For all those years, I kept telling her that I loved her more than anything else. I kept writing the poems about her, talked about all the interesting things I could, cracked all the stupid jokes that I could, and made her laugh as much as possible for those 4 years. She was the world to me. Oh, more than just the world. She was my universe. I gave her everything that I loved, including myself. That was a love nothing else mattered. All that mattered was to give, give, and give. And in love, I gave myself freely. But remember, it was still one sided love. Whenever I would ask her whether she loved me or not, she would say no. And this answer preached me like a sharp sword, and my inside would bleed. And I would cry like a little kid all alone, single handed. Sometimes I wished I would die instead of living to watch this day. It was pathetic, tragic, dramatic, painful. And please read these 4 words again. I found that one-sided love was dangerous thing. I could kill you without actual killing you. You would die many times without actual dying. And ironically, the hope that the person would love you back kept you alive. In reacquired love, every single second tears you apart. I don't want to love. But the next day I was ready to love her again. But now I had completely lost my fucking sense. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I would started suffering from a very deep sense of inferiority complex. I would have started hating myself. Whatever I did, I would hate it. Whatever I wore, I would hate it. Whatever I ate, I would hate it. I would lose my capacity to think rationally. Or rather, I was unable to think at all. I was depressed, utterly depressed. There seems to be no hope. Girl, why don't you love me back? Your loving me back would solve all the problems. You know that? Even if you fake it for a while, it would be me good. Why don't you understand this? Just fake it. Once we went to a mountain valley nearby. It was beautiful, plush green mountain with the oak and cherry trees, and clear blue sky that touched the edge of the mountain. A river, the color of which could be the color of sky. Then there were villagers, simple, genuine, and pure. In such an ambience, wouldn't she say that she loved me too? We sat under a tree, enjoying the surroundings. Silence. We are sitting on an verdant hill, encircled by the pastoral landscape, away from the hubbub of the city life, absorbed in a tranquil nature, silently while she was flittering with a blade of grass. and complimenting as if talking to that blade. I admired her charm and beauty silently. Suddenly, she looked at me, and I shifted my stare. But alas, she caught me red handed, giggling silently. I could not help that. She was full of enchanting fragrances of a fruit garden, and she looks like glittering sunny sky. Oh, she was grace and dignity. I was thinking about her mysterious pure eyes and her diffident postures silently in my soliloquy. I asked about her favorite book, hobbies, and games. I asked her how much she loves me. I also asked her if she feels that I love her more than I loved her yesterday. Oh, we chatted about a lot of things without a word, speculating and answering all these things myself silently. God, I asked, what is love? And he whispered in my ears, love is a silence you are experiencing. After 4 years of constantly piercing her, one day she came to me and said, Rana, I love you. Let me tell you how this happened. For 4 long years, I had been trying hard to earn her love. I was doing everything that was in my limits. I made myself available to her round the clock, anywhere, everywhere, every place. I didn't say no to anything she said. I started thinking of her as a goddess. She was everything for me. I was all but not existent. I was merged in her. I became a part of her. I was her. When such a situation happens, when you surrender yourself completely to your partner, true love happens. You have to completely forget yourself when you are in love. Then the kind of an feeling you get is simply unimaginable. It is so sweet, delightful, and ecstatic. You won't find the word to express it. But with that comes intense sufferings also. When the other person says that she doesn't love you or she doesn't know what love is or love is nothing, it hits you very hard just where it's matter the most. That is in your heart. And your heart bleeds and cries. No matter what do you want. The pain continues to stay and refuses to leave you. And you, with your limited brains, having no idea for how to get rid of it. You just suffer until the suffering becomes you. It is pathetic, it is terrible, it is dramatic, it is dismal. I tell you, you die every day. So once this struck me, I decided to drop the idea of loving her. I started avoiding her, but the more I did that, the more she started coming towards me. One day, just as I was about to announce that I didn't want to love her anymore, she took me to a scheduled place and declared her love. When I had a least expectation, she proposed her love. When I had decided to leave her completely, she told me that she completely loved me. Shit, it was too late. So, you love me? Yes, I love you. Finally, I have realized this. The three-letter word. Do you really love me? I asked, unsure whenever whether I was dreaming or it was true. Yes, I love you. I love you from the core of my heart. I was confused since the last 4 years and had a doubt, but now all the doubts has been cleared. I felt that I loved you intensively, she said, looking directly into my eyes. Thank you for loving me back. I have been waiting for this day. I said, looking into her eyes through my tears. I love you. I love you too. She said, as she closed her eyes and rested her chest on me. Why have you started loving me? It just happened, yeah. I have just started feeling it since the last few days, and today I have declared my love for you. I'm glad that you love me, but it has been very painful for me till now. I have suffered enough during these 4 years because I kept hoping that you would love me one day, but you didn't. Now, when I have been disillusionized with love and wanted to forget it all, you say that you love me. Why so late? Why did I take so long for you to realize that you love me? Why did you test me for these 4 years? And I think I'm a kind of a product you can test and kick about. Is that what you think? Now that I'm emotionally and mentally drained and do not wish to be with you. You want to be with me? It is too much. Give me some time to think over it. The sadness of the past 4 years has broken me to the core. Let me get myself back together and get back to you. But how can I live without you? She said, totally astonished at my reply. You have to. You have to live the way you wish to. I don't know how, I said. I know that I cannot live without her, not even for a minute. Now that this girl have started loving me back when it is mutual, it is time to have a sex with her. Since we both are adult, we can have a sex now. When I next meet her, I am going to talk about having sex. It has been somewhere in the back of my mind during those 4 years. I took a break of 2 months, thought over the matter, and got back to her. Batmini, I would like to have a sex with you, I said, looking directly into her eyes. What? How is it possible? We are not married yet. How can we do it without marriage? I don't want to do it, she said while she looked completely flabbergasted. Batmini, since we were adult, we both haven't sexual desires like every normal human being, and we love each other too. What is wrong in having sex? I think it would be the most normal thing to do. Two adults can do it with the contest. The constitution of our country allows us that. And besides, I have been waiting to kiss you for the last 4 years, but since you didn't love me, I didn't do it either because a kiss with one sided love would have tasted bitter. Now that you love me, what is bad in kissing and having sex? Besides, we are human beings, and sex is the most normal things that can take place between us. Rana, I cannot have a sex with you. For me, sex can take place after only marriage, and that's too with my husband. Since you are not my husband, I can't have a sex with you. There can be a sex with only one person in my life, and he would be my husband, and you are not my husband. So who am I? I am nobody. If I am not your husband, I ask, stunned by her strange reasoning. You are the person I love. I can love anyone, but I am not sure whether you will be my husband or not. So you are not going to have sex anyway. I am an Indian woman. I will devote myself to my husband, not to my lover. Padmini, since you are an Indian woman, why have you been loving me anyway? It is better than you go and love your husband. Finding a husband for yourself, go and love him. Get married to him and enjoy. What kind of a logic is that? Being an Indian woman doesn't mean that you love one person and make someone else your husband. I believe that once you start loving a person, you can have everything with him, including sex and planning for the future. No, Rona, I will have a sex with my husband only. That is fixed and final. No matter what you say, we are never going to have sex. I can't consider you to be my partner in any sense of the time being. Being as an Indian woman, it is deeply seated in my mind. Being an Indian woman, it is deeply seated in my mind that I must love and care for my husband. I can't help it. If you wish to have a sex with me, get married to me. See, Mom, Badmini, when you are such a great Indian woman, why are you loving me in the first place and obliging me? You can go right away and find a husband and live a happy life. There is no need to pass your time with me. I'm not the traditional kind of a guy who believes in all rotten custom and traditions. I think that all the social rules are a piece of shit and must be changed with the time. But we are Indians are holding on them like anything, and it's taking us backwards. You know the rules won't take you anywhere. Rather, they would lay a trap where you would be stuck for the life. I don't believe in traditions. I it is just a way of making sure nothing changes. I don't give a damn about customs, rules, regulations and rituals. If given a chance, I would fuck them all. Believe me, the society always wants you to be an average. It is scared to see the rules being broken. Society a scared piece of shit. Rana, I love you and I wanted you to be my husband. Once you're my husband, we can have everything that you wish. But in the first place, you have to be my husband, and for that, my mom should like you. I believe in traditions. I love my mom and I am a part of an Indian society. No matter how much you try to convince me, you can't change my mind. You can be steadfast in your beliefs, and I can be steadfast in mine. Just like I'm not asking you to change your idea, you can't force me to change my idea. I will stick to them. Get married to me. Badmini, I respect your idea, but they stand completely in the contradiction to my belief system. I have grown up believing that rules are for the weekend. If someone believes in rules and regulations, that may be his personal choices. But I think that this is a kind of a person can never bring the chances in the society nor in himself. People who follow the rules are lame, intensive, scared, blindly obedient. They have no aim other than fitting with their exciting system. And please don't take it personally. If you look deeply at the Indian society system, except for the family system, you will find it rotten to the core. Corruption, thera- therapist monastery. I tell you, the Indian minders needs a complete overhaul. The rotten minds that we have are the results of an years and years of slavery, which can be changed only by bringing a complete change in the mindset. Rana, your big talk doesn't affect me at all. And I want is husband and a nice, happy family. Kids that make me happy, a husband who can take care of me, a house and a car. That is all I want. Badmini, can we have a live-in relationship? If you really love me, what's bad in doing things that every normal couple does, but without being married? We can rent a flat, stay together, and live like a normal couple does. Since we love each other, there is no need to ponder to the socialistic norm like getting married, engaged, and stuff. We can just start living together like a normal couple does. Are you getting my point? I think that the marriage is an old and an outdated concept, and a live in relationship is a hard slap on the face of rotten Indian social system. Can we do it? Say yes. No Raman, I wanted a full fledged traditional Indian marriage. I love the grand Indian wedding with all its colors and hues, and I am a traditional woman. I want marriage. Living is not for me. You can find someone else for that. It has hit me badly and made me angry. I have loved this girl for so long, and when it is just about to work out, she has her own set of rules. Agreed that I also have my set of rules, which is just opposite to hers. What should I do now? It is not going to work, I guess. We both are so stubborn, it is not going to work out. Nobody is ready to budge an inch. It is really a hard nut to crack. All the years of a love, effort, longing, and surrender. Why doesn't this girl understand me a bit? Simon, girl, you have kicked all over me like a football. It seems that you have never made an effort to love me. It is my mistake that I came and loved you. You should feel lucky since many a person dies without being loved. All these years you have taken me and my love for granted. Don't you know the value of love? You should know. It asks for a sacrifice and surrender. But thanks, at least you have made me feel true love. And thanks, you were someone who I could surrender to. It may be that I have lost my love, but it is also that I have learned my lesson. That's when you love, be ready to lose. In that evening, I called Batmini. Batmini, I wish to meet you. We decided to meet the next day at 7 o'clock in the restaurant Amazon. We went to the rooftop open air restaurant. It was such a beautiful night with the moon. It is full glory. A gentle breeze that caressed me like my mom used to caress me when I was a kid. The stars reminded of an immense potential of the cosmos. This night has given us everything we could delight in. So why did we long more and more? Life can throw the questions anywhere. You have to be ready to hit by them anytime and anywhere. Just when we are here to meet for the very last minute, the universe in all its glory had started asking me the questions strange. Batmini, I have come so we have could break up. Since it is not working out, it isn't the best option we have. I said with a heavy heart. I knew it was coming. I knew you would break up and I am ready for that, she said. Yes, it is not going to work out. Do you want to say anything? Arana, I just want to say that I still love you so much that I have no words to express it. I love you so deeply and so profoundly that I don't think you would get anyone who loves you as much as I love you. And you know that. Still, I wish that you get married to that right girl. We both have suffered a lot because we have a different set of our minds which are completely in contradiction to each other. The more we tried to solve it, the more we fought with each other. The more we tried to solve it, the more we tried with each other. Now that we are completely broken emotionally and mentally, it is the best to part away and build a new life for ourselves. I have always believed you would be a great writer one day, and my intuition tells me that the day is not far now. Being a childhood friend, I understand you better as compared to others, but I don't have the guts to break the rules of society like you do. I can't take on society. I don't have the power of withstand the aftermath. I know you can do it since you have a fearless heart and you are ready to sacrifice for your beliefs. It is this quality of yours that had attracted me towards you in the first place. I respect you and I love you, but I have to live without you. I suppose we are not meant to be together. But before I leave, I would like to kiss you to my heart content. No Padmini, that I can't do. Sorry. Have you ever loved? You have been with me for so many years, but have you ever touched me? You have listened to me so many times. So many times you have stared in my eyes, and so many times you might have looked inside me. But have you ever tried to feel me? Many a time we were together. Many a time we were silent, and innumerable times we were in the rapt conversation. But have you ever tried to become one with me? Have you ever drowned in me, drenched in me? Have you ever forgotten yourself when we were together? Have you ever whispered to me from a place where there were neither you nor I, but only the whisper, only the sound? Have you ever erased yourself? Have you ever truly loved someone? And then there was again an intense silence. She didn't say a word while we ate our dinner, and she kept looking out into the endless void. She didn't even look at me, but I kept looking at her because I decided never to meet her again. The fear that I wouldn't get a chance to look at her again pushed me to keep looking at her. And I realized that she was the same girl I had met 4 years back. She had the same innocence and beauty. She was the same girl who once smiled so beautifully that I couldn't stop myself from staring at her. But today she was not smiling. Today she was not crying. She was just staring into the empty space with no expression whatsoever on her face. Maybe there was too much going on inside her to express anything. Maybe she wanted to look strong and stoical in such a dramatic situation. Maybe she didn't want to look at me because she didn't have the courage. Whatever the reason might have been, she will stay my girl. She is the first girl I have loved with my mind, body, and the soul. She will be the one I will always love. Padmini, nobody can replace you. You have become a part of me. You have gone in my heart, soul, ever fiber of my body, to the core of my heart. The intensity in with which I love you, you can't be diminished. Don't worry, Padmini. Whenever you go, whenever I will be, you will be stay close to me because in me you exist, not I. I can never come across a heart as beautiful as yours. I can never come across the depth that I have seen in your eyes. You are the one and only one. We can part our ways, but we exist in the cosmos. That's enough for me. For all that we have suffered, let forgive each other. We have to start a new life and we have to love each other without being in a love with each other so that whenever I close my eyes, I am with you. So that whatever I open my eyes, I am with you. So that whenever I feel living again, I am with you. So that whenever I am down, you comfort me. Batmini, let's keep on a physical body aside and become one with the spirit. Let our souls love each other. You know how to love me once we go off our way. Do you really want to know All you have to do is to forget your body and become a soul. And then our souls can be together forever. Believe me, love can conquer anything. Believe me, my love, possibility, everything that we lose in the life, it is an indication of the possibilities that lies ahead, and that there are so many things yet left to be attained beyond the lost one. Magic and the affair. I was sitting in my room looking out of my window. It was raining heavily outside, and I just loved the smell of a wet soil. The rains have washed the green clean, and the stunning view outside the window delighted my heart. It could not have been better than this. I was sitting on my bed with a coffee in my hand and scattered the pages here and there. The cool, moist breeze hit my face gently again and again. I was realized that the escaticity that has completely overtaken me. While I was sitting in my messy room, looking outside the window and pondering, there was a sudden glow of a white light in the room. After a few minutes, the light faded away, and I saw a stunning, beautiful woman standing in front of me. At first, I was not sure if it was a real or I was an hallucination. I looked closely at the woman. She was so beautiful, so gorgeous, so pure, and so stunning. I didn't not feel like blinking. I looked at her from top to bottom. Her curves looked as genuine as her spectacular smile. Striking dusky color, black eye, long black glossy hair, and sharp features. Her beauty was enchanting. She was wearing a red sari and oozing out of with an external sexiness that it was hard for me to take my eyes off her. The charm she was executing, her heavily smile, the innocence in her eyes, her honest body language, and the glow that was enveloping her, and the power that she radiated. I was speechless. I was squeezed my eyes shut hard to cheek again if it was true. I opened my eyes to realize that it was absolutely true. She was there for real, and I couldn't take my eyes off her. I just keep staring at her. I like you do when you look at an spectacular piece of an art. All the while she kept looking at me with a gentle smile. I felt that I knew her since long, that we had been together somewhere in the past. There was so much familiarity and ease. She didn't seem like a strange at all. I feel like she was a part of me. Being pure from within is one thing. Trying to be pure is another. Be you is one thing. Trying to be you is another. Just like being a rose is one thing and trying to be a rose is another. Who are you? I asked. And where have you come from? She said she did not say a word and started walking towards me. My heartbeat got louder and louder until it was pounding in my ears. She took a seat on a bed quite close to me, looked into my eyes, and kissed me gently on my lips. It was such a genuine and loving kiss that I even forgot where I exist or not. I had kissed my girlfriend before, but this is the one other worldly kiss was straight from the heaven. Then she got up from the bed and took her seat in her chair nearby. While I was still thinking over what was actually going on, she said, "What have you been writing nowadays, Rana?" How did she find out my name and that I am a writer? If she knew that, she must know other things about me too. I have not been writing anything nowadays, but I have some ideas which I will execute in the near future. Her questions came with such a force that I have no option except to answer her. Okay, and what have you been reading nowadays? I have been reading some random poems nowadays. I said it, waiting for the things to skim in. You are a wonderful writer. I have read all your work before when I came to know that you are working on your first book. I decided to come to live with you. I want to be with you in your journey towards writing your first book. But who are you and why have you come here? That I will tell you when the time is right. And I can say it that I am yours. I am yours and I will be yours. And I love you. You hardly know me. How come you love me? I asked, unable to digest so many things at once. You need not to know a person to love you. True love happens without logic and words. Yeah, right. I'm amazed by her perfect answer. And if you ask your heart right now, you will realize that you love me too, she said with utmost confidence. That sets me thinking, is this a woman or a goddess? She's come from now ever and says that she knows everything about me. And before I could even think anything, she calms me that I love her too. Quiet over worldly. Rana, you have tremendous potential to make it big in a writing. For the people like you, the universe have a special plans. For people like you, the universe will go to any length to make your dreams come true. I'm just a part of that design which is scheming to make you write your book. But while I'm with you, you keep certain things in my mind. First, nobody will able to see me except you. I will go with you wherever you will go. I will stay with you in your flats, cook for you, wash for you, just like how a couple live. You can take it like a live-in relationship. But yes, expect for you, nobody will be able to see me. So in the public, you have to act like nobody is with you. Nobody in the world will ever be able to know that you and I have been together until I wish to present myself to somebody. I am here just for you. In any cases, I love you with all my heart because I am on a earth for this purpose only. I have been watching you since you were born, and now that this is the right time, I have come to be with you. Rana, my love, my everything. I love you all the more when you take the pen in the hand and start writing. That is when I feel like making love you. Miracles do happen. All you have to do is to believe in them. All you have to do is to recognize that it is happening all around you. You need to develop your third eye to look at them. The world doesn't just end at the logic. There is something beyond logics too. And it's termed as a miracle. Until this day, I did not believe in miracles. But with what has started happening, I have started realizing the miracles as something very real. I found that there was nothing miraculous in a miracle. It is an absolutely normal thing. When a seed turns into a plant and then a flower into its miracle, when you put a seed and a flower together, do you see any connection between them? No, but a seed had a transformator itself into a beautiful flower. And that is the beauty of the miracle. It is everywhere around you. It is in your jeans, it is in your shirt. Once you start believing in miracles, life takes a positive turn until it takes a U turn. Someone had rightly said that either life miracles or it's nothing. While she was close to me, she closed her eyes, her face radiating with a gentle smile. I was amused at the turn of an event, my life. This beautiful, mature, and gorgeous woman from now here had come to love me. She had such a fabulous glowing skin, a calm, perfect, continuous genuineness, purity, and the honesty in her words. Eyes had depicted happiness, full lips, and stunning figure. Her delicate scent sent me into a trance, and believe me, it was not an artificial fragrance. It was something that she was oozing naturally. I had read somewhere that when someone became pure from the heart, mind, and soul, the person became fragrant. This woman was an epitome of the beauty. Where had she come from? Destiny is a strange thing. And why had it happened with me? Who was I? Who am I? Sometimes I think, who am I? Is that I am just I, or something beyond this I, or something behind this I? But the truth is, I don't know. Who am I? I am the truth, or untruth, or just a fragment, pigments of imaginations. Where I have to come from, which place and how? Which place and how? Where or here are the answers to all these questions? This is nothing, something that I don't know, but I want to know. I am in a dilemma. Sometimes I think, who am I? While I was thinking about her, at the same time looking at her, she opened her eyes, and alas, the beauty has become inexpressible. While she kept her eyes closed, I was appreciating her beauty. But as when she opened her eyes, her beauty had become something real. Eyes have so much power in them, they give the life to that which is beautiful. Her eyes has shown that truly it is only the eyes that gives the expression to the beauty. Rana, what have you been thinking? She said with a pure innocence visible on her eyes. And lo, now the beauty had words. It had become all the more expressible. I was thinking that then that you could visit the most beautiful places in the world. You could see the most beautiful art forms, but beauty becomes expressible only in the human form. I strangely believe the eyes and the lips gave the life to the beauty. A fabulous woman was like a beauty becoming alive and kicking. And it was not just in her body, it was in her heart, mind, and soul. The bottom lies of a woman is beauty. Beautiful woman can enchant you to a limit, or can inspire you to carry on a massive task. Thank you.